Ho, ho, ho. I'm John Miglash for the WDMA, and we're going to be talking about lots of stuff, but especially that response device thing. But first, we're going to have a little bit of fun with the Works Unwrap Real Value Gifts, and brings back memories of my kids open up their gifts. So here we go. We wanted to capture the reaction of children opening gifts from the Works. This is what happened. This is what I wanted. Abracadabra. Play-Doh. Unicorn.
Unwrap real value this Christmas at the Works.
Okay, well, that's really nice. Anyway, it reminds me of my kids. You know, we have a video of the kids opening, we have lots of videos of the kids opening Christmas presents. But one year, the oldest one had no idea what she'd gotten. And as she opened the gift, she said, "Just what I wanted." And then the second one, who was a little more problematic and outspoken, said, "I'm sure I didn't want this." It was called Pizza Party, and it was this game where you put pepperonis on the pizza or something. I don't remember what. "I'm sure I didn't want this." Little stinker. Anyway, let's get over to the news. And that's this is one of the winning commercials in John Evans' System 1 research. This got a 5.9, and a lot of it, I think, is because the kids are having a great time. So now let's get over to the, get over to the other news. Here's the Christmas ads feature from Chris Sutcliffe, and this was the Works right here. The Works Unwrap Real Value Gifts, and we're going to be doing each one of these that I haven't seen yet. We've already done most of them because I somehow resonate with that study. They should just ask me. And anyway, holiday weekend draws record number of shoppers, or shoppers in record numbers. The National Retail Federation said that 200.4 million people. How about people? Oh, brother. Anyway, shopped, and that was up from 197 million last year, and way beyond the projected 192 million shoppers that they were saying would be there. And there's lots of detail in the article. If you want to go over to WDMA.org, we post the articles every day that we've covered on the show, all marked up for you so you know the high points. Also, there's Cyber Monday, and that was a record 12.4 billion spent. Lots of discounting, though, but that's up almost 10% year over year from last year, which is really a lot better than everybody expected. This year's Cyber Monday now ranks as the biggest online shopping day of all time. Okay. Oh, out of that 200 million, 121 million were in-store brick and mortar. So, retail brick and mortar is not dead. I don't think I actually went out shopping on the weekend because we had the kiddies there, and we stock up. It's like a prepper event where we have so much food we have to eat, and it's a great sacrifice for me that I try. But anyway, Cyber Week spending has officially kicked off the holiday shopping season into high gear with promising early results for retailers. Okay, so Monday itself, Thanksgiving Monday, brought in 38 billion, up 7.8%. And Matthew Shea said shoppers exceeded our expectations with a robust turnout. Okay, and that's from Christina Sidham from My Total Retail. The previous one was from Media Post, which brings me to another sore spot. Here's the headline: invalid traffic. Invalid traffic. Is that the same as fraud? Internet fraud, digital fraud, to cost advertisers $72 billion next year? I think that's the same as fraud. Digital fraud, people write me and say, as a digital marketer, it's like, digital marketers are a dime a dozen. We were talking with a company that does the marketing for insurance agencies around the country, and they said, yeah, everybody says, well, we'll do your digital marketing for you, but nobody says we'll do direct mail for you. And so they want to partner with us and do some direct mail for their agents around the country. And I think it's a great idea. But when people write me and they say, uh, I'm interested in helping you with your digital marketing. I write back, digital fraud question mark. What was really shocking to me, and if I zoom out really big, I can read these who's who on here. And that was that LinkedIn, here I'll highlight this. LinkedIn and Google video partners ranked the highest in invalid traffic fraud, digital fraud, and YouTube was at the very bottom. YouTube was the lowest, and TikTok was right in the middle there. I can't really highlight it there. YouTube or TikTok is right there. So quite a bit lower. That's TikTok. I made the line too long, but that's where it is. Right dead center in the middle. But LinkedIn, no wonder my views are up. They claim it's only 10% or something like that. Under 10%, 8.5%. But Dr. Augustine Fu, I think, would say it's more like a third to a half of the traffic is fraudulent. My wife said to me the other day, all my new followers on X seem to be robots. I said, yeah, well, that helps them convince people that there's traffic out there. Anyway, digital is built for fraud. It has a vested interest in fraud. It encourages fraud, and that's why I'm a mail fan, direct mail. We know who it's going to. We know it gets delivered. We know it goes to a decision maker. We know they make a decision. You say, they have to engage and they have to make a decision. Okay, even if it's throwing it in the trash, it's still bigger than the digital media that goes away if you ignore it. Direct mail does not throw itself away, right? And we still get a significant number of people buying directly. So on that note, let's get over to the response devices. But look at what I got from Mint. Isn't this fun? Okay, talk about response device. Okay, this is from Mint Mobile. It would do better with a handwritten, even if it's fake handwriting, on the envelope. They bothered to put like a little stamp on it, so it kind of looks like a real Christmas card. It says it's coming from Ryan Reynolds. Okay, so I opened it up with glee, and here's Ryan Reynolds, supposedly lying in bed, looking at his cell phone, and it says, "Please enjoy this ornament," spelled wrong. "Don't hesitate to call anytime you need a little break from your family during the holidays. I'll be in the bathroom hiding from the kids." Signed, Ryan Reynolds, owner and subscriber. So it's like a little Christmas card from Ryan Reynolds. I always like this. And here's the crazy part. Then it's got a cutout, die cut, pretend cell phone. Let's see if I can get this to work. This is high risk, I know, because it's got to be a really good perf to make this work, and I don't know if it is. I do this for my fans. Okay, here we go. So I'll call this a response device, and I'll call this done. Okay, so you get this mini cell phone. You can call Ryan Reynolds anytime. You just hit this green button right over here, and it's going to call Ryan Reynolds. My point is, look at all this engagement, and I'm going to throw it away, right? Maybe I never will. It does have instructions, which I didn't follow, which would be normal. And now it looks like a big piece of junk. But anyway, so you can do an awful lot with a reply device. There's no QR code, no offer, just a thank you and a happy Christmas. So for many nonprofits, the optimum time for fundraising is mid-November through late December, right about now. Thanksgiving and the holidays accommodates the year-end tax planning. Many NFPs include cards and envelopes. See, you got this. This is crazy. I'll never forget it, right? Even if it didn't go together very well because it's too complicated. And could have been just a die cutout that looks like a phone. To make it three-dimensional, if you're not going to make it three-dimensional, was overkill. But I did get this nifty Christmas card from Ryan Reynolds. I haven't gotten one from Ryan Reynolds in months, so I really appreciate that. I like Mint Mobile. I've been using it for a couple of years now. I just signed up for an annual plan. It's $15 per month. It's a pretty great deal. Okay, so Bill Sharma mentioned that one holiday they put a holiday card in, but instead of it coming from the organization, it was fairly blank apparently, and you could sign it and return it. Of course, put a donation in, it would be great, so that the signed cards could be distributed to their clients, homeless men, during a holiday meal event. I'm not sure it has the same punch as if they got it from their kids, but it's still better than nothing, I suppose. And bottom line, and this is what I like about Dave Foley's material, it doubled the response rate for the giving. It doesn't say it doubled the donations, but I hope it did. Okay, compared to the previous year's campaign, that is not a test, unless you mailed out a control, not count as a test. Lob has asked me to write about incremental lift measurement, and this is what I'm talking about, that we just never see we never get to the finish line on these. It doubled the response. I wrote a different letter for the Heart Association, for the Wisconsin Heart Association, and we quadrupled the response just from a different letter. But there's obviously things you can do, but we didn't test it either. We just compared it to the year before. It's not a valid test. It could have been a better year, right? But I'll claim it. Four-time multiple, 400% increase. Definitely was my copy. No questions. But, they don't like to be proven wrong, so they didn't hire me back again because, somebody wrote it the year before and was offended that I beat their control or beat their previous results. Anyway, so side note, Billy tells me many not-for-profits have paused their direct mail programs in favor of online and social media fraud. And this approach is costing them millions in lost donations. So here's another great idea right here. Free gift, red sticker. There's the sticker, and there's a circle that you put on the response device, and you're not supposed to call it an order form. Okay, call it a certificate. It says certificate on it, and it has a fancy border. It's hard to see, it's a little small, but go to wdma.org and you can get the PDF, and it'll be easier to read than what I'm looking at. Wait, I can actually go like this. 30-day free trial certificate. Fancy border, circle. You're not seeing any bigger, but I am at least. Okay, and you get a 30-day no-risk trial of the 60-minute estate planner, plus a free gift. Place the token here. A popular form of tokens is the yes, maybe, and no array, and some people actually mail in the no. I don't know why. David Foley can't imagine it either. Okay, they only need, and then there's another one called the Xbox, which is not to be confused with the Xbox game player console. Okay, they put a blank box and an Xbox, and you could put your stamps in of the albums you wanted. We all used to love doing that. Or Reader's Digest would have the sweepstakes, and you had to find all the stickers and put them in the right places to enter. Didn't have to buy anything to enter, but a lot of people did. Most of the time, people thought their chances improved if they if they actually subscribed to something or whatever. But there was an X in the blank box, where they would be entitled to an extra album, where the club would choose the album. And they only needed to send the extra if the X was in the bonus box. But it also measured engagement, right? And that's something that can be valuable. This can be an extra variable in your modeling. For example, with Hammacher Schlemmer, we actually built a variable, a gift variable. And if somebody bought wrapping paper and paid to have the gift wrapped, then we figured that was probably a gift. The problem with modeling in that catalog was that the products were most often for somebody else. Not always, though. And so, and someone who bought for themselves was a much better customer long term than somebody who just spotted some nifty new gadget and decided to send it to their grandkids. You didn't know what was going on. Okay, especially if they purchased it wrapped but shipped it themselves so that when the grandkids arrived they could give it to them. That looked just like buying it for themselves, except for the gift wrapping. The problem we had was that just weren't enough gift wrap buyers or other things. There was a few other things. You could ship it to a special location and some other things, but it just didn't amount to. Most people didn't use uh, those extra steps that you could go to indicate they were doing a gift. So this one would to me would indicate extra engagement. Somebody was willing to look around and find out what that Xbox was about. Okay, and so these guys, it would be great to study the long-term lifetime value of people who X'd the box versus who didn't as long ago. Okay, so in closing, pay special attention to the reply devices you used in your direct mail promotions. Okay, for one thing, it can get much greater engagement. For another, it's a summary of what's going on. Make the piece stand out, like the ruin symbols from the Windham Hill records that I mentioned last week. Pre-populate the form if possible. Often it's difficult to do that. Add at least one involvement device, okay, and perhaps sneak in one special incentive. Okay, and here's some footnotes. So thank you for that, David. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. And feel free to call 15 minutes and we'll look over your mailing piece and probably make you a lot of money. Join the WDMA. Join the warriors for direct marketing. Bye-bye.